The global ride-hailing market is currently tracking to surpass $230 billion by the year 2030. Spotting that opportunity is only the starting point. For a regional fleet or an EV network to function, the underlying platform must handle the logistical load of real-time transit. If the app lags during a Friday night surge, or payment gateways fail at the drop-off, riders delete the app and drivers stop logging in. These technical failures happen at the code level. Your choice of development partner effectively sets the ceiling for your brand's reliability and its long-term ability to scale. Building a taxi platform is a foundational infrastructure investment. Treating it like a race to the bottom on price leads to the ultimate cost, customer trust, which is nearly impossible to win back. We can skip over hiring uncoordinated single-task freelancers. For a serious fleet operator, piecing together a complex platform with fragmented contractors rarely results in a usable product. That leaves three realistic paths: buying a white-label template, hiring a generalist full-service agency, or partnering with a boutique mobility specialist. This decision tree highlights your central strategic choice: optimize for immediate speed and low upfront cost, or prioritize long-term scalability and total IP ownership. One path yields a scalable, high-value asset, while the other leaves you holding a fractured, crashing liability. To make the right choice, we need to look at exactly what you get and what you sacrifice with each option, matching your specific business profile and budget to the correct path. White-label templates offer immediate speed. They are fast to deploy and accessible for those with limited initial capital. For around a $20,000 budget and a timeline measured in weeks, you can have a product in the App Store. But the result is a generic, pre-built application that numerous other businesses are already using, simply repainted with your company's logo and color scheme. Choosing a template means sacrificing your intellectual property. Because the source code isn't yours, you can't build the specific features needed to differentiate your brand from a local competitor. There are also architectural constraints. These templates are engineered for broad, lightweight distribution. When hit with high user concurrency, like a sudden rainstorm in your city, the backend struggles to process simultaneous driver-rider matching. Once your user base outgrows that rigid architecture, you can't simply upgrade it. You are often forced to scrap the template entirely and rebuild from scratch, incurring massive secondary costs. White-label apps function well as temporary band-aids to test local market demand, but they are not defensible long-term business assets. The second path involves hiring a full-service, generalist development agency. This requires substantial inputs. You are committing high capital investment and preparing for a development cycle of 6 months or more. In return, you receive a fully custom-built application, dedicated UI/UX design, and structurally sound code that you actually own. On the left is standard e-commerce logic. On the right, the multivariable logic of real-time GPS dispatching. Generalists lack specialized mobility context. You spend expensive billable hours teaching them how dynamic search pricing and driver matching function, paying them to learn your industry. Generalist agencies have the talent to write good software, but they do not inherently know how to build a competitive, logic-heavy taxi app. The third path is the boutique mobility specialist. We'll look at the team at GrowRankers to illustrate how this model functions for enterprise-grade builds. The expectations here are rigorous. You need capital, ranging from $80,000 to over $150,000, and a 6 to 9 month agile development timeline. This route prioritizes technical precision. Your platform is built on a modern stack, combining cross-platform frameworks like React Native with a highly scalable Node.js or Python backend. Because they specialize in mobility, you get algorithmic advantages out of the box. They implement WebSocket integrations for zero-latency GPS tracking and utilize machine learning for efficient dispatch logic. This isn't a passive purchase. Alongside the budget, it requires your active participation in 2-week sprint reviews to refine the product. This model secures your legal standing. You retain 100% of the intellectual property and source code, ensuring enterprise-grade data security and regional privacy compliance. Most importantly, they engineer the infrastructure to scale. The microservices architecture on AWS or Google Cloud ensures that jumping from 100 users to 10,000 simultaneous users happens without downtime. Partnering with a boutique mobility specialist removes the guesswork, transforming a risky IT build into a stable, highly scalable enterprise asset. We map these trade-offs on a quadrant chart, measuring initial investment against long-term scalability. An unfunded bootstrapper might choose a white label solution as a disposable asset. However, an established enterprise fleet operator must occupy the premium custom space represented by GrowRankers. App development operates on a strict financial paradox. The cheapest upfront option almost always becomes the most expensive long-term option, because fragile code eventually has to be rebuilt. Correctly identifying your business profile and constraints today prevents disastrous, unrecoverable capital investments tomorrow. If your goal is to operate a serious, competitive ride-hailing business, the recommendation is clear. GrowRankers is the optimal partner for engineering an enterprise platform. They mitigate your primary risks by combining specialized mobility expertise with the guarantee of total code ownership. Their agile development model and transparent project dashboards keep you completely informed, eliminating the anxiety of the traditional black box development cycle. Their value extends far beyond the launch date. They provide rigorous performance monitoring, regular feature enhancements, and seamless server scaling to support your growing user base. Stop guessing at your technical requirements. Document your core features, outline your business logic, and utilize GrowRankers consultation to map out a precise, scalable architecture for your platform.